Hey, once again, it's your boy Daddy from Triple D Gaming coming at you with another FS22 map making stream video. You know how we do it. Let's get to it. Alright, ladies and gents, boys and girls, you know how we do it. Continuing from the last stream, picking up from where we left off. So, that being said, get this bad boy opened up. And we will get started. Alright, so, where we left off yesterday, we were kind of debating on leaving it like we have it here. Forestry in the back, couple decorative trees in the front. So after the logging is done, it still kind of looks good. So I went in game to check it out, and I mean it looks pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. We might rearrange it here. See what we come up with. Carl, how's it going? Appreciate that like, brother. Yeah, so let me pop this open here. So when I was in game, I took a couple of screenshots from in game. Obviously, it looks a little different in game. So we'll take a look at some screenshots here. My little dude. Hey, man. Alright, so here's the screenshots. Not that one. That's our that was our thumbnail. This was above the falls. Again, that's above the falls. Joel was saying something about these being bright, but I knew they wouldn't be that color in game. They look like they're kind of neon in the editor. There's a shot from the bottom. From the top. Yeah, they're definitely not as bright green as they look in the editor. Yeah, but we still might go ahead and rearrange it. But my plan was doing this here was so that way after you did all the logging, I mean, it still had some type of greenery up here and looks decent. But I guess after the fact, thank you, brother. I mean, after it's logged out, I mean, you can put your own trees in, I guess. There's another one. Let's see, editor pictures we took yesterday. See, right here is what it looked like. That's what it looked like to begin with. And then we took all them trees out and just put logging trees up above. Excuse me. And that's what it looked like then. So I'm gonna kind of do it a little in between the two, I guess. What up, Eric? Yeah, man. I'm just glad I got this game or this tree to work in the new game. I love this tree. Speaking of, I didn't do it yesterday. I was supposed to reopen the editor and just make sure that tree wasn't throwing an error. It was, but we fixed it. I wanted to make sure we actually got it fixed. Alright, so the tree is fixed. I'm gonna see what this is about. Storm lamp old 01. See, this is base game stuff right here. Throwing errors. Base game stuff, guys. So let's see what that is. And whenever you come in the map, it doesn't throw an error for the stuff unless you're actually over, like, say the little light on top of this throws an error. Well, it won't show up down here unless you actually come over and you're like right on top of it, and then it'll show that it's throwing an error. I've had to fix a few of the base game things already because of the same thing. But if you just come up here and you type that in, storm, storm lamp, old, is that 01? 01. Open this up. There's actually quite a few of them here. So we gotta see which one it actually is. Shapes. This one right here. Tangents is off on it. And I was just over in the caves. Alright, so let's see where the rest of these are. Right there. That's probably the one. One of those ones that it was thrown for. Because I was over here by the caves grabbing our collectibles out. So when I got near it, now it's throwing an error for it. I'm gonna go down through here and make sure there isn't one like actually right there. It could even be there because I flew over that, getting over to the caves. Who knows? But it's definitely not that because we already have it on. But I think if I change it for one, it actually changes it for all of them. So we should be good. I've actually found a few things wrong with this base game, with the base game map. A few things I've had to fix. Alright, so whenever we load back in, it won't disappear. It won't disappear now. But whenever we load back in, it'll be gone because it's fixed. You have to reload it to get rid of that error. Because it's still going to show on the console. So, same as the tree. It threw an error. I fixed it. This guy here threw error. I fixed it. And then, but the error was still there, obviously, until you come back into the, reload into the map. Alright, so, now we got this tree. And, I don't know, I like this tree for decorative reasons. Alright, So anyhow, we're gonna go ahead, close this stuff up a little bit here. And we're gonna get rid of these trees that we put up here. And we're gonna bring logging trees in. Except for these guys. I'm gonna leave these in here. Up here. These. Just these bigger trees right here. These guys. I'm gonna get rid of these. Okay. So there are just two of them there? Yes. Ain't that something? Very good thing we did get rid of them. Yeah, I'd have noticed it eventually, but alright, so we'll keep those there and then we'll bring logging trees up against them. Same thing here, I'm gonna keep them, all the bushes. I'm gonna keep these three. Then we'll get rid of this. See ya, bye. I did want to keep that though, so it looked more diverse. And the way I'm gonna do it is it's gonna look like right now it's forest and then it's like big open area. I'm gonna bring all this up closer to the falls, so it's like there's gonna be no open areas. It's gonna be right smack dab like in the woods. And that's how I wanted to do it to begin with. But I kind of did it like this for two reasons. Main reason though was for performance, so you had open areas so it wasn't so hard on graphics card, on the console, whatever it may be that you're using. And then the second reason was to make it more appealing of a map to like everybody instead of just loggers. You know what I mean? So but we're gonna make it a forest, so get rid of this, get rid of this guy. I think I'm gonna keep this guy though. It'll be right there on in this little corner here. Then I want to say I'm gonna still keep this too. I really don't like this tree, but I do like the fact that with that tree there we can throw them leaves in the water. I mean, I could get that out of the road and then like bring it over here somewhere, like maybe on this corner, and then we could still throw the leaves in the water. I don't know, I might leave it there for right this moment. We'll see how it looks with everything else. I would get rid of these two, but it'll look good. It'll look good. We need those. We need those to hide our entrance into the cave. We may get rid of these two. Not sure. But other than that, we're going to keep the rest. And then we just got to move that forest ground. We're going to move the forest ground. Now, I was just going to come off of here and just bring it over to here and then put it up against the rocks. But I think if we do it, we got to kind of bring this down a little bit further, at least halfway. to get them trees closer to that water. I really hate to do this. All the work we spent getting it to where it's at, just to change it. Then that'll make it to where, like, I wanted you to be able to see that, right? But if we bring it over here like this, that'll make it to where you won't be able to see them falls. Like if you was coming down the water, let's say you was coming down the water, you wouldn't be able to see those until you actually rounded this corner, and then you would see the falls. I don't know. I made a backup of the map right before we start this, just in case we don't like what comes of it. We can always just revert back to what we had. So I would just put this right up against that rock right there, and then just not worry about the rest of it, and just put forest ground all the way up to it. But I like the way that the grass itself looks up against the rock compared to just deleting the grass up against it and then painting forest ground. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint these forest needles up against it and just leave a little bit of grass in between it and the rock, and we'll see what it looks like. Tell you what, let's just back it up. We'll back it up. We'll tie it into there for now. And then see what we can make of it here. Up here, I'm okay with this distance right here. Up here, we'll bring it closer to the rock. So maybe right here. Something like that. Bring it in and just tie it in to the edge like this. Then that way we can bring trees all the way up to the edge of this. It really sucks changing this. I like the way it looks either way. The way we're about to do it now and the way we're about to change it to. But the way we're about to change it to is like what I wanted to do, like what I had envisioned when I first put this in there. So even back here, I might run this all the way down. Just bring it down a little bit further, all the way down through here. It might be okay. Maybe we'll just take it and come at an angle with it. But up here, I want it to be closer. Because if I'm doing this, I'm going to do it right. We're going to go all the way. Man, I did like how we had that though. Alright, but let's change this real quick. And then put this forest ground in here. Then I'm gonna lock this to just grass for right this second. That way we don't paint over that. I'm gonna leave that just like it is. And then now we'll go back, take that off. What we're doing right now pretty much is how we had this solid line of the forest needles up against the edge. We're kind of just painting that out of there right now. Painting that out of there. And then painting this forest ground right here down underneath of this grass. That's what we're doing right now. Actually, I'm gonna back it up, just paint down a little bit because I'm trying to leave it just normal grass, like right up against that rock. Just like that. Alright. Can't really see it now because the grass is there, but you'll be able to see it here in a minute. Once I start deleting. Hopefully this works out good. hate to spend all this time doing this and then not like it, and then go back to what it was. Oh, go back to what it was. Yeah, that would suck. It's hard to see under that grass, but I'm leaving the grass there on purpose, so that way we don't have to repaint all that grass in there. I mean, technically I could put it in real quick. Yeah, like I said, we might end up at least grabbing this and bringing it at an angle, maybe even just move it and just tie it in right there on the corner of that. Yeah, might as well just go ahead and do that now, right? Alright. Now, let's go back to our forest ground here. Oh, wrong forest ground. Unlock this to grass again. No. I keep picking the wrong forest ground. There we go. Maybe I did need that other one, huh? A couple of spots there. Oops. the spots it wasn't actually touching where it needed to be. See how that's nice and thick right there? We have to go back on this and do that. Make that thicker. Back to that. And take this off. Just make this a little bit thicker. I want it to have a rough edge though. It's just hard to tell whether it is or whether it isn't with the grass still under it. So let's go back to this forest ground. Man, it's a pain in the neck to see. It's a pain in the neck to see under the grass, man. Actually, but I already had it done up here. Oh, okay. I had it locked the grass, and there's dry grass right there, so it wasn't painting where the dry grass was. Alright. I was like, man, I thought I did that. That makes sense.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Kind of deleted some of it here and there. We'll have to go and touch that up too, but Joel, howdy. Howdy, howdy. Yeah, these aren't as bright in game as they look in here, Joel. We got rid of all the regular trees, but we kept those. And then I took screenshots. I took screenshots from inside in the game. So, it's just that tree right there is super bright, man. That's the maple tree. But you see the rest of them ain't bright like they were in the editor. And then here's the bushes in game. See, they're not neon green like they are in the editor. This tree was kind of bright, but looking at these bushes compared to the logging trees, they're like the same color. See? Bushes, logging trees, they're like the same color. But this was screenshots from in-game before I pulled all the trees out. Oh, sorry to hear that, Joel. Is he alright? Well, obviously he's not. He's in the hospital, but is he going to be alright? I don't know, I left the width right here alone, back here. And I just started right here. And then you can see how I kind of cut this in half and brought the forest ground down further. Then we'll bring them logging trees clean up to the edge of the rock. but leave all the bushes in there. And we'll see what it looks like, I guess. You sorry to hear that. What do you go in for? Or you don't want to talk about it? Yeah, Roger. Excuse me. I still deleted the trees though, Joel. And we're bringing them logging trees up closer to where I just brought that forest ground out to, all the way up. They did look good in game though. It looks way better in game than what it did in here, but I still deleted them. Yeah, the only thing left here is the bushes. I deleted all the actual trees because I had like 2 or 3 of them over here. Then I had all them trees across the back and on this side. I deleted them all except for that one and this one. And then we just got the bush type things. I mean, they're actually trees, but they're bushes. Yeah, that's what I figured. I made a backup of the map right before I started messing around here. So if I don't like the way that this turns out, then we'll just revert back to where we were at. But hopefully it works out so we don't have to keep doing stuff to, yeah, so we can actually make it somewhere. Yeah, progress. Yeah, see, now we got the forest ground all the way up to the rocks. I was going to paint the needles up close to the rocks, but I didn't like the look of it. I like the look of the grass right next to the rock better. So I just brought the needles up to the edge of this rock and then just put the regular forest ground up against the rock. Yeah, Joel. I need to change tires, but I don't have tires to change. I got belts showing on one, the wires are sticking out. What, with the tires? The tire thing. Yeah, got broken belts, belt sticking out. It's all bad. Yeah, it's all bad, man. Alright, so what I'm gonna do right here is we'll put this back on forest ground. Well, it's already on forest ground, but we're gonna limit it. I can't talk. Limit it to this forest ground. Number 3, maybe. Or we'll limit it to number 1 because I think it paints more on number 1. And then we'll delete the grass off of it. See, I could have just went ahead and just deleted all the grass, but I figured just delete where we don't want it instead of having to repaint it all back in there, because that's long grass and the other stuff. The small mixed. Yeah, man, I'm hoping I like this. Hoping it comes out good. Paint them needles in. Yes, we do. Right. And then we'll have our logging trees just right, clean up right behind those bushes there. we'll delete more grass. Right now I'm just trying to delete the grass off of the forest needles. Then we'll go through and get rid of a little bit more of the grass. Alright. We're just deleting the grass off of the needles that we just painted down. And then I was saying, well, we're going to get rid of more grass. I just wanted to make sure it was all off of the needles first. So we're just deleting off the needles right this moment. Just right here, like up against this rock. I don't really care for how it looks with just needles there, so we're gonna leave all the grass around the actual rock how I have it here. It's gonna stay like that. Yeah, just hopefully it comes out good and I'm happy with it. Because I want to get moving on there, you know what I mean? But if this ain't right, I'm not going to move on. I'm going to come back to it and get it right until it's right. But I'm sure it'll be okay. You know what I mean? We'll have trees all the way up to it. It'll be fine. I probably could have even brought the forest ground down further. But it'll probably be okay here. I didn't want to leave it clean up here. Because even here, this looks pretty wide, but in game, this is super wide, like real wide. So I'm like, if I'm committing and getting rid of the normal trees and filling it in with logging trees, then I'm bringing the trees down closer to the water. So that's why I put the normal trees in there too. Was because the logging trees were so far away from it and it just looked separated too, so like it needed the regular trees in there, and then after you log them out it still had trees around it, or that everything's got to go clean up to it. Like, even I'll leave it where it's at for now, but maybe even later we'll see how it looks. We might bring this down even further. So, but we'll continue on here and try to get this corner completed first, and then we'll revisit it if we have to. Now, real quick, let me turn the limit off to this. what we're going to look like. We're going to be clean down there. Yeah, right. Good luck. Any reason I get to, or any reason I have been able to, is going without sleep. Yeah, from going without sleep. Just definitely trying to work throughout the week here now, considering I'm losing my weekend because of the holiday. Okay. Just wanted to knock those trees out of the road, so now I can try to make this grass match what's already there. I know, good luck with that too, right? No, it's not dangerous. Man. We gotta delete a lot of this grass to get it to match everything up above it. It still ain't gonna match, but it'll be close. Enough. For what? Oh. For your old man. I'm like, for what? And you're still watching the stream? Oh, man. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, I hope all's well there. You gonna stay the night, or are you just gonna go? What are you gonna do? You gonna stay the night, or you just gonna go back up for a little while? Yeah. I'm like, are you still watching the stream? Alright. You got Wi-Fi up there? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to... Well, I mean, you could, but it would be pretty darn uncomfortable for you in that chair. Yeah, I'll use it at certain places, like the hospital. I'll use it at the hospital. Um, yeah, but don't just hop on anybody's. Don't just search for Wi-Fi and just hop on one that's not unlocked. That's not locked. Could be a trap. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's why I'm like, it would be pretty uncomfortable in that chair. Hey, you can always make them scooch over. Say, move over, I'm laying down. See, I was trying to get rid of that solid line with needles, but I guess it's only that one spot. It ain't too bad. Right? It's tough, man. When my daughter was in there, man, we stayed in the hospital for a couple months. Yeah, man. You don't know how happy I was to actually come home and climb in an actual bed. I slept in a chair for 2 months. Was it Wyatt and Brandon? Yes. Yes, we're shooting for all platforms. Yes, sir. We actually have all the trees in this area right now. We just made them invisible to do little patchwork here. our trees closer to the waterfall here. The name, it was actually the Dark Forest, and then Mr. Bones released his map. It's already on the mod hub, and that's what he called his, was the Dark Forest. He called his the Dark Forest, the next chapter, but I didn't want any confusions with people thinking that this was just part or another add-on to his map. So we kind of changed the name of it a little bit. So it'll be the Dead Dark Forest. Dead Dark Forest. Have you seen the map yet? Have you been watching it, or is this your first time coming in? If you haven't seen it yet, we'll give you a little tour. Alright, we'll give you a little tour of the map here. Alright, Joel. Alright. Let me throw our trees back in. Yeah, we actually had all this done. But I left the trees back away from the water because we were trying to make sure it performed well. But we're just moving them up closer so you really feel like you're deep in the woods. I'll pop out here real quick, show you the background. So the background took forever. I placed each one of these trees down by hand, man. It took forever. But we put in the mountains in the back, all these background trees. And everywhere there's a, listen, we're keeping the highway and a couple of the main roads, right? And by adding mountains, it made it to where the roads just ran off the map, and it looked like they were going just straight into the mountain. And obviously, you didn't want that. So, like I said, we're keeping the highway. Everything, like it's going to snow on this map, it's going to snow on the main road. So you're going to be able to plow snow off the main roads and everything. But we put in tunnels for like the highway, all the little roads. All this is going to change. Don't worry about this. Instead of making a map blank like everybody does, every map is made from an in-game map, but they make it blank. I just left everything there so I don't have to re-import stuff in, and we're deassembling it and reassembling it as we go, kinda. But yeah, so we got the waterfall here. This is on the outside of the map, like right on the edge, like right here's the edge of the map, right? So, got sound to it. Then we got a tunnel right there. It's all lit up at night. Alright. Man, let me tell you, it took forever putting all these trees in by hand. Because you can't use scripts or nothing on the outside of the map. You have to place them by hand. I'm gonna jump over here real quick. So, yeah, right here the water's running off. We got 2 tunnels there. Made the border to where you can actually go clean up to the edge of the map. You know, because Elm Creek, they got it to where you couldn't go back here. It brought you clean out here around this fence. Well, now you can go back here. Train has a tunnel. Another tunnel back here for the highway. Um, Knocked all that industrial stuff out here. Put in parking lots, which we still got to add some more. Then we made this a hospital. Right now it's called the Dark Forest Health Center. You break it, we'll fix it. I made the sign for it, but we have changed the name of the map since then. I could still leave it the Dark Forest Health Center, or I can change it to where it now says the Dead Dark Forest. But that's what we got there. Got another sign right there on the side of that. It is still a sell point back here. You can sell wood back there too. Alright, but the rest of the map right here, right now, is untouched. Right? We still got a good bit of work to do yet. But this corner, this is where the good stuff comes in. Okay? So, I don't know. Yeah, you know this building from the base game, but we changed this wall, we changed that wall, we put different brick on the front of it, we added planters, put tire marks in the parking lot here. You won't be able to tell that it's, used to be Elm Creek, but anyway, our roads got mud on them. Our roads are awesome. Now, the trees are real heavy up here. Okay, we got mud. Then back here we gotta come around there, but we gotta turn around right here with the actual water puddle, mud puddle there. And everywhere I have water, like running water puddles, I actually rutted the ground, so when you run this over, your suspension is going to be working because it's actually rutted. Okay? Everywhere, like even just these little puddles, the ground is sunk there. It's like it's actually like holes, like mud holes. Same goes for the water that's run down the road. We got actual water puddles here, mud puddles. All this here, the ground is actually sunk down there where that water is running. Same with this. Right there. Come around. Come down the hill. There's crazy mud happening here, man. It's all sunk down. So, like, if the water would run there in real life, that's how we got it. And then, the forest ground is crazy. We got crazy detail on the forest ground. Everywhere you see a tree down, we actually have a stump behind it. And they're not locked to the map. So if you come straight over here and hit that with a truck or tractor or whatever, it's going to roll. It's not locked to the ground until you cut it like some maps. We got this. I was going to make the mud right there run down to these rocks and then run. See how we got the water running right there? I was in the middle of making it to where the water is just running down these rocks until it hits the main water. You got sound everywhere. You got actually sounds like water's falling in the pipe there. We got this little waterway. Same thing, sounds like a spigot. We got a maple tree there, so we got the maple leaves down the little waterway there. Another maple tree, so we got some more maple leaves. Do I have an Xbox? No. I have an Xbox 360, but I don't use it anymore. And then little rock face there. Little rock face here. Bridge. Okay. Here's the sweet part though. Ready for it? Yeah, so we're making changes to this right now. That's what we're doing. Got a 2-stage waterfall, and it's interactive, man. It's interactive. So I tried to hide it with these bushes, but there's an entrance right here. So you come in, it's all lit up with lanterns in here at night. We're gonna have collectibles in here. There's a piece of wood, so you can actually pick this wood up because I made it light enough so you can pick it up because it's in here. Or out the back side of the waterfall. This is big enough you can actually drive a truck in here. You can drive a truck or whatever in here. You bring a tractor in here, it's big. Got some fishies there. Alright, that's the top of the fall, and then the bottom of the fall is the caves. We moved the caves. The watercolor in the map is dirty brown looking. Try to make it look like river water. And it's gonna be a sweet map, man. Sweet. Come out the cave. Obviously, it looks way better in game than it does here in the editor too. But right now, what we're doing is we're finishing this corner right here. Completely finishing this corner. All this right here. Then we're going to work out from that. So everything you see here, all this is going to change. But I didn't delete anything. That way if I need something, I don't have to import it in. It's already in here. And then I'll just delete and re-landscaping that as I go on. Yeah, man, it's going to be pretty sweet. Matter of fact, we just put a ditch in over here along the road. We just put this ditch in. I have a water plane in there. I'm not sure if we're going to keep the actual water in it, but same thing. So there's a pipe on the other end. We got another pipe with water pouring out of it down into the water there. Yeah, man. We're gonna have a logging processing area right here. This is gonna be pretty sweet, man. Yeah. And what I'm doing too, like, it's not just gonna be a straight logging map. Like, and that's what people do, man. Even our roads. I don't know if you paid attention to roads, but even where I don't have mud, it's not just a single texture road. Like, I tried to make it look somewhat real, you know what I mean? So normally people just take this dirt, paint a solid road, put trees down on the whole map, and there you go. You got your sawmill and trees. But like I said, we're keeping this highway, the highway, and then we're going to keep this main road right here for sure. We'll have those roads. But like this stuff here is going to go. But I kept 3 fields. We're going to keep these 3 fields right here, and then sell points. So like, even after you're done logging it, you'll be able to farm it, do whatever. So it's going to be a well diverse map. You're going to be able to do more than just logging on it. Obviously, any logging map you can do more than just logging, but especially now with being able to actually place down production points and all that good stuff, we're going to try to just leave it there so you don't have to place this stuff down. I see you, Drew. Yeah, we got sound set up for the water, like the stream water running. If you back away, then you don't hear it. And then, like, I got the spigot sound here, and then up here on this pipe. And we're gonna put maybe some woodpecker or owl sounds there in the actual woods. And then if I do keep the water in here with the water flowing out here, same thing, we'll put the sound in for it as well. Obviously we don't need sound for a little ditch water, but we'll have a sound coming. We won't make it as loud either, but we'll have sound for where this water's running out of the pipe, but we won't make it that loud. Oh, and the trees too. I don't know if you've seen that, but we have a big variety of trees, man. We definitely have a nice variety, and this ain't even all the trees I have in the map. But we got a pretty nice variety of trees, man. We have a good bit of dead trees too, so yeah, man. Alright, back to it. Come on with the pop-ups, man. Really? Just keep popping up. I'd say I don't know what's worse, deleting the grass or adding grass, but we definitely know it's adding the grass. But we'll get this grass deleted a bit here. Then we'll add our sticks and our few little weeds into it, and then we can start putting our trees in. Then hopefully it comes out good. And we got these little logs here all over the place. So like if you like playing like start from scratch or something, with no money or nothing, you actually don't even have to come in and cut trees down. You can actually come and just around the map and just collect these and then go sell them. You get like 150, 200 bucks per log there. So you just go around the map and collect them and make some cash to get started. Or you could just leave them there for decoration. Or you could just mow over them with a mulcher or your stump grinder or whatever. Leave them for decoration, go sell them, hit them with the stump grinder, throw them in a wood chipper, chip them up, whatever you want to do with them. There's probably enough. You could probably go around the map and collect all those and just throw them in the back of the truck, go sell them, and have enough money to go buy a tree harvester or something. I am going to start you off though with some equipment for new farmer mode, all that good stuff. Yeah, sure was. Yeah, Joel. Yeah, have a good one. Hopefully everything goes well. And then I said, yeah, if you don't, that's fine too. Triple D say get better. Say, who's Triple D, man? Come on. Who's this Triple D character? Night. Be safe driving there. Okay. Yep, we'll see ya. It's definitely hard to make it match what's already there doing it like this. By just deleting. Yeah, it's real hard to try to get it to match. But we'll get it close anyway. Close as we can. Man, even though we added that wee little tiny bit, man, it's just like, it's definitely a lot more than what it looked like when we were adding it. Like I said, it's all, this whole area is way bigger than what it looks like, man. Alright. Alright, now we'll buzz through and pop in some weeds and some sticks and all that good stuff. Just trying to make it so the grass isn't so thick. Like I said, it's hard to make it look like that, which I'm okay with it looking the way it does. Just didn't want it to be too much of a difference between the two. Alright. But I mean, I guess you could look at it like this too. Like that's the edge of the map, or the edge of the wood line, and it's close to water, so it could be growing more grass. So, oh wait, excuse me. All right, now, yeah, like I said, let's go ahead and grab a couple different weeds here, like we normally add. Normally, I would do the sticks first, which we're probably going to, but these things I want to put in first, actually. I don't really use too many of them anyway, but we'll pop in a couple of these guys. We already use more than what we normally do. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, now we'll put our sticks in. But before we do that, we're gonna take a little quick bathroom break. Now, hey, now's the time to grab a snack or something. Alright, be right back. Alright, ladies and gents, we back. Whew, had to go. Alright, now we'll go to ground foliage. Grab some sticks here. You know, yeah. See, normally I wouldn't paint them over the grass, but because there's still a little too much grass in spots, we'll just paint it over the grass, and it'll work pretty good. Been nice if we would have just did this to begin with, though. But again, I mean, I didn't because of a few reasons. Should put some of these down here too. Especially with the tree line being closer to the water now, we can put some down there and it'd be just fine.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Man, it's definitely a lot more room here than I thought that we just created. We'll get a good bit more trees in there too. I just hope I'm not doing it for nothing though. I hope it comes out good. I'm sure it will. Like I said, that's what I wanted to do to begin with, what we're doing here now. But for performance reasons and other reasons, we didn't do it to begin with, but now we're just throwing it in there. just trying to get that line where you can see our old line right there. Go back to our paintbrush here real quick and just try to paint that line out of there so it's not obvious there anymore. I'm sure it won't nobody notice unless you're somebody that's been watching the stream, watching us build it from the get-go. But here we go. That's much better, much better. Man, I hate when it does that. Whenever you hit undo on a foliage, whenever you're painting down foliage, if you hit undo, it always paints in flowers or some type of weed or something. Jump back down here and then do our small sticks. Add a few small sticks in here. Ah, man. Made my big stick disappear. Getting in a hurry, trying to get this done so we can push on with our map, man. It just sucks having that. Not necessarily fix something, but changing stuff here just makes it harder than just to have done it that way to begin with. I just want to get it done this stream though, just to be sure, because I'd hate for it to carry on 2 days or whatever, especially if we don't like how it turns out. So I don't want to drag it on for two streams and then it just to get rid of it, but I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. And we'll be happy with it, but just in case, I'm gonna try to get it done here. You'll be able to make good money off some logs. Alright, so ferns. Throw down some ferns now. Or you know what? See, I wanted to go ahead and put a couple of them timber berries in there as well. And I just never did it. Put a couple of these string needle things in here. And then we'll go back and add some ferns and some fly caps. I don't put very many of these. Already putting in more than I normally do, but it'll be okay. We'll put in our fly caps, and then we'll put in our ferns, think that might be it. I only put these fly caps. I only put them around these logs that we just put down. Yeah. Now we could do our ferns. I did want to do some rock, and I should have did it like right here, before I put it on the trees right here. Too late now. I ain't gonna go back and tear everything up to do it now, but I should have did it when we were doing this forest ground right here, and I actually forgot about it. Alright, so now let's grab our ferns. We'll do ferns on this edge. And I'd like to put them around these logs too. Maybe not that many, but yeah, what's going on, man? There, great, yeah. I was trying to think of it. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, what really helps too, like people get paid off the commercials, but the skippable commercials, like if you, as soon as that gives you the option to skip it, and you skip it like as soon as it pops up, then that person's really not getting paid off of that. Now, somebody actually watches the whole commercial and then like clicks on the commercial too, that's where they get the most money off ads. Um, yeah, I won't say what I do. I'll leave that alone. I don't get much, like, my channel's small, man. I get $20 a month, and you don't get paid until you hit $100. They won't give you your money until you hit $100. So every 5 months I get $100 until my channel gets bigger. Which I can't complain about. I mean, it's $100 more than I had, but I put a lot more than that into it, though. But yeah, man, I appreciate that for sure, because that helps too. The likes, and then the watch time. Like if a stream or video is actually being watched and not just played and then exited out of, that hurts you. If a video doesn't start to get played and then it's exited out of, and then YouTube's like, oh well, people's not liking that, they're not watching it, so then they stop recommending it to other people. So whenever you do, you play it and you actually view it for me, it definitely helps. I appreciate it. Yeah, Roger that. Alright, brother. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how it works. Alright, now what to do? See, we added timber, like a few timber berries, which we never added. And like I was going to add, like I said, some rocks up in the forest. Not like these huge ones, but just like a rock or two here and there. And I forgot all about it. I really did. I meant to do it here, and then we started scripting. Like if I was placing the trees, I would have remembered for sure, but started scripting them in there, and it was going a lot quicker for us, and just slipped my mind, man. Yeah. Yes and no. Yes, because it looks better. I know how to do it to where you don't have to do it all by hand, but all this I did do by hand. All this. There's only a little piece that I didn't do by hand. Because doing it by hand, it looks better. But technically all you have to do is, because you know each ground texture is made up of 4. Yeah, exactly, dude. You know how long it took me to do that. But each ground texture is made up of 4 layers, you know. So all you got to do is lock that grass down to one of the 4 layers, and then paint it in there. But it fills it in too much. It really fills it in to where there's barely any ground showing. So I did it all by hand because of that. Now if we do more, I'm just going to do it by locking it into one of the layers. Yeah, man. That's how you get a good map, man. Dedication. Like I can scribble it in, but anybody can scribble it in. Not everybody can sit there and paint that in by hand like that. How about it? But yeah, all that, man, all that. And it's not just one grass either. So it's the long grass and then the small mix. So not only do you have to sit here and do that once all the way across. So you got to do that once all the way across and then come back and do it again with the small mix and do it again. So yeah, man, it takes forever. And then after you do the small mix, then you got to come back and dab in that, and then dab in your sticks. And now if you lock it to one of the layers of the ground, it just puts way too much. It's way too much. So that's why I did it by hand. But when I do this piece over here, I am locking it into one of the layers. I'm not doing all that by hand again over there. Exactly. Yeah, man. So, let me see. Yeah, we'll just use that. All right. So you could do it like this. Alright, let's just go off of grass layer 1 and paint them in. Like that. That's just painting one of the 4 grass layers. But obviously, I mean, it puts way too much in. Like, way too much. So you have to do it by hand. It's a secret. I ain't telling. Yeah, it's a secret, man. No. Just like this. Here, let me show you one other thing real quick too. So this is how I used to do my maps. Alright, so if I had grass and I was next to like dirt, I would put like the dead grass, you know, just like I have right here. And then I would take my grass and grass. I need grass. Alright. No, come on, man. Keep picking it. What is happening? I was hitting the mouse off the keyboard and it kept clicking a button on me. Alright, so I would take my grass, and this is what really made a map look good. But I used to do this by hand. I would paint just the bright grass, and right there where that dead grass is, I would leave it bare. And man, that adds so much detail to the map. Like, it's crazy. But I would do it by hand. But look, you can do it like this, where it only paints the grass on that edge and not the dead grass. I think that looks so much better, leaving it patched. Like, obviously not that big of things, but do it like that. Alright, but let me show you how I did the other thing. Yeah, right. Well, if you know that, then you should know how I just did the other thing, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Look, put in desktop mode. Right here, your foliage layer, deco foliage, small dense mix. So that's our grass. Then you just come down here to limit texture 2. It's on grass. Alright, so there's your grass. You got all 4 layers. You just come down to the grass. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your 4 layers. You just pick one of the layers. And then it'll paint the grass on just one layer instead of all of them. I just did the dry grass instead of the grass. But you just pick one layer and it paints it on just one layer. Alright. So that's all it is, like just like that, the dry grass. So right here where there's no actual dry grass, it's mostly dirt. That's one layer. And then right here where it's green, that's another layer. And then these yellow things, that's another layer. And then you just pick which layer you want it to paint on. Same with the forest ground too though. Like the dirt part right here where it's just dirt, that's layer number 4. And then where it's heavy leaves like this, that's layer number 3. And then you just pick which layer you want to paint over. But when I do that on the forest ground, to get this look that I'm going for, I don't want to paint on layer number 4 because I want that dirt showing. And when I do that, it just paints way too much down. Way too much. And especially using 2 different types of grass. So if you paint on layer number 1 with the tall grass, and then on layer number 2 with the small dense mix, it pretty much fills the whole thing in, and you don't get this look right here. Yes. Yes. This grass you're seeing right here is 4 different layers mixed together. Right here, you see where these cloves are? That's one of the layers. Right? Yeah, I'll just show you. Here, I'll show you right here. Alright. And like I added different textures to this map. Forest needles being one of them. These forest needles right here. To add those, you gotta add the 4 different layers and then the combined layers so it mixes them together for you. And that's for every texture, it does it like that. So we'll paint down grass. Hang on, let me take this off. Right, and then if we came up to this, and instead of using the big one where it says grass, the big capital letter ones up here is the mixed layers. Unless you make your own layers in here, then who knows what you got going on. But so if you did, I'm gonna show you with forest ground because you can really tell with forest ground what it does. Not that one, but the regular one. This one right here. Alright, so this is layer number 1. Alright, just looks like forest ground, right? Then we'll paint in layer number 2. Layer number 2 right next to it. Kinda looks the same. Kinda. There's a difference though, because you can see how it's dark green running this way. There's 2 lines, dark green, dark green. Watch here, I'll show you. The number 3, See, that's all leaves right there. Number 3 is all leaves. And then number 4 is the dirt. Alright, and then when you paint down the solid forest ground, that mixes all 4 of them together for you. Right here. No. Right here. Then that mixes all 4 of them together. Yes, the big layers on top mix the 4 together. Yep. So everything in capital letters mixes them together. These are all mixed ones, and then all these small ones is exactly what's up top, just separated. Yes. Now, this here, all these down here, I added all these myself. This mountain rock, well, everything from, as a matter of fact, everything from this river mud down, I added all that to this map. And that's how I had to do it. I had to add the 4 layers. And you can do your own mixed layers too. Say you want the forest ground without that dirt, but you want it to be mixed. You can go in there and make your own forest ground with like, you can make your own forest ground with only layer number 3 and layer number 2, or layer 3 and layer 1. So whenever you came up here and selected it, you could keep the one that has 4, all 4 mixed together, or you could put another one in and name it something else, like forest ground 2 layer, and that way you would know which one was which. And then you could paint one down that only has 2 layers. Like this here. Alright, was it this one? I added this here too. Was it this one? Yeah, I added this mud too. Then I added the sand puddle. I added the sand puddle. The cliff rock gray. I added that. The forest leaves. The forest needles that I have in here. Then I added this to it. I added a bunch of them. Come on, man, you should know this stuff. No, I'm messing. And that's how I found all of it out, just playing with it, man. Joel was trying to get me to start asking people for stuff, because I don't like to ask anybody anything. Like, if I can't figure it out on my own, I just move on from it. But there is a few things I should be asking about, but I don't. Alright, what was I doing here? I done forgot what I was doing. Yeah, it's all hand painted, man. It's crazy. Even forest needles, how it's in there in patches, all by hand, man. That's why it took me so long to get this corner to where I got it. You mean these? The sticks? Paint it in there by hand, one by one stick at a time. Eat one stick at a time. This is your big ones, and then this is your small ones. Okay, speaking of, that just reminded me. Yeah, everything you see on the ground, man, I painted on one at a time. But it made an amazing map, dude. I mean, crazy good map. I still got to do the dry branches down here. I forgot about them. You get me? And trust me, I am. That's why my arm be falling asleep working on this map. See, I paint these on the edge, and then normally after I get the trees in there, then I put more in the middle of the map. But same with this foliage cover right here, these leaves here. I don't put those in until I put the trees in, and then I'll go around and I'll go around the bottom of each tree with those after I put the trees in. So once I load the trees back in, you can see everywhere where you see these right here, there's actually a tree there. Everywhere you see those is a tree. So tree there, tree there, tree there, tree there, tree there. Well, it's actually 3:29 p.m., but I work night turn, so it is about my bedtime anyway. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Go play with your grass layers and stuff now? Oh man. Alright, brother. Yeah, have a good night, man. Oops. Hitting wrong buttons. Oh yeah, roger that. You go to bed at 9? Hey, if I was still in daylight, I wouldn't be in bed until probably 1 a.m. That's why I don't never get sleep. And then I gotta be back up. I'd have to be back up at like 6:30. Yeah, man, you too. Alright, so now we just gotta add some trees. Put our trees back in there. Now I gotta bring our trees down to our line. Bring them over to the edge of the waterfall, which won't take nowhere near as long as it did just to paint that little bit of grass in there. That little bit of forest ground took that long. It's crazy. But to get it to look the way you want it, you have to do it by hand. Or if you just don't care what it looks like, then you just do it the easy way. It's up to you. I'm picky, so I'm gonna do whatever looks right. That's why we're changing. That's why we just completely changed the map. Calm down there. Moving too quick. Don't want it to crash on me. Save it. bugs falling from the sky. What was that thing? Oops. See, I meant to add a few. I meant to add a few rocks like this, and then.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Excuse me. Yeah, that would have been a ticket if we'd added a few of those. But one's better than none. I should have just added this while I wasn't adding the trees. Did it at the same time. Wait a minute, I was already on the right thing. Ground foliage. Right here. I should have just did that at the same time. That way I didn't have to go around and figure out which trees I just added. Could just added it as I added the trees. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop off here. Get my daughter something to eat probably. I'm sure she's hungry. I wanted to get this finished though. This piece. Come on. Really? See, it kind of just makes me want to bring trees down here in the front of that too. But I was trying not to put trees like where there wasn't forest ground. The logging trees, that is. It's gonna be like, you won't see that fall till you come around that turn right there at the end. If he was coming through the water there, but I might. It's a nice video intro right there. Come for the top of the trees here. Yeah, man. we may or may not put that tree there. The one I just deleted. We may or may not have one there. Not sure yet. That rock in there does look good though. So we should have had a few more of those on this hillside here. Man, I'm gonna have to get her some eat because she was just tearing the house up.